Good morning. This is Sunrise with Dr. Surajit Khanna, and today's the first time we've been on in May. Welcome, everybody. It's May, and you know as well as I do, April showers bring May flowers. I got my flower tie on today to commemorate today. Today's a news by pages 10 to 25, brought to you for Khanna for Youth, khannaforyouth.com. KHANNA. A good morning message, a short snippet of the news just for today's youth. We are on the air every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, a little bit after 9 o'clock. So join us on Facebook.com/Khanna for Youth, FOR Youth. That's Facebook.com, Khanna for Youth. You can also view our past Sunrise videos at sunriseupdate.com. Dr. Khanna is an attorney, a child safety advocate, and a servant of the underserved, champion of the nonprofit organization Voice of the Kids. Dr. Khanna launched his post-incarceration Juvenile Justice Reformation Act initiative. We call this in short his Returning Youth Initiative. Dr. Khanna saw that the Reformation Act did not adequately care for ex-offenders once released and wanting to be re-entered into society. And he decided he would address this with his Returning Youth Initiative, where we are returning underserved, post-incarcerated young adults back to a productive life by providing housing, training, along with required medical and psychological assistance they need. We all need to secure a job, to build a career, and greatly improve their lives, and give them an option to own their own business, which is very exciting. Please visit us at returningyouth.com. Good morning, Dr. Khanna.
Good morning, Gary, and good morning, everyone. Those who are looking at and viewing this particular sunrise. Like Gary said, today is the first sunrise of the month May. May is full of May flowers. So it's a very auspicious month, spring. So I like this. And not only that, May is also a series of birthdays. It starts with one of our member and myself and Gary. All of our birthdays are in May. So this is definitely a special month. Well, on this special month, also in 1802, Washington, D.C. was incorporated as a city. And young adults, those who don't know what Washington, D.C. is, it is a capital of United States of America. The commissioners for the District of Columbia were abolished, and the city of Washington, D.C. was incorporated by an act of May 3rd, 1802, effective June 1st, 1802. And in 1802, the first government of the District of Columbia consisted of a mayor appointed by the President of the United States and a city council elected by the residents. So today is the day Washington, D.C. was incorporated as a city. So that's the starting of May. And also, especially for the Latinx community, today is also a very big day called 3rd of May, 1808, when this day depicted by Spanish painter Goya in the 3rd of May is painted. And you can see the paint in the zoom here. In 1814, Goya commemorated the Spanish resistance to Napoleon's armies during the occupation of 1808 in the Peninsular War. So it's a big day for Spanish community, and we do recognize this because today that's what they did. Well, last but not the least, I would like to recognize some of the birthdays on this day because James Brown, he's also known as the Godfather of Soul, was born. He was a famous American singer, songwriter, dancer, musician, record producer, and a band leader. He was born today in 1933. And he was referred with his nicknames called Godfather of Soul, the Dynamite, the Soul Brother #1, and you can name it. And he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at its inaugural induction in New York on January 23rd, 1986.
Yes, Dr. Khanna, he was just such an icon. I mean, here's a picture of him in the movie Rocky with Apollo Creed. It was just over
Wow.
the top. It was just a fantastic moment. But he was not only soul, he did disco, he did many different types of songs. He was very popular, quite an amazing man. So
Yeah, I remember his name, Joe, we used to call as a Joe Brown. So yes. Also, today's the day in 1920, Sugar Ray Robinson was born, and he was also an American professional boxer. So he was also inducted in the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1990. He turned professional in 1940 at the age of 19, and by 1951 had a professional record of 128 by one, by two, with 84 knockouts. I don't know much about boxing, but I just wanted to let everybody know that it is a professional record he created, and absolutely, he definitely did something. And he retired in 1952. So unfortunately, he left the planet in April 12th, 1989.
yes, 127 and one, and his one loss was to a young man from Syracuse, New York, Carmen Basilio, an Italian American.
Wow.
They call it the fight of the century. They called it one of the greatest fights of all time. Sugar Ray came back to beat him subsequently, but that's just an interesting fact.
That's very nice because it is nice to recognize all the professionals, and that's what our news bites are for Sunrise, because we want the young adults to understand what happened today in the history, because we don't recognize the past, and it is important to know the value of this country. And my dear young adults, those are listening, please remember that whatever we know about Washington, D.C. is all because of today, in because Washington, D.C. was incorporated today. So do not forget that. If you don't know, go and see the Capitol building. By seeing the picture, a lot of things happen. And also, I'm going to turn this to Gary now, because he always have the fun day. So Gary, why don't you share your fun day today?
Well, today is a very fun day. Today is National Montana Day. My goodness, we have to give credit to National uh, Montana Day, and we honor that day as far as everything that Montana stands for. We know it's the Big Sky. Everybody calls it the Big Sky. A lot of people don't know that it's also known as the Treasury State. Did you know that? The treasure state? So
Wow. There is a lot of natural treasure.
I guess, yeah, there's a lot of national treasures there. It's amazing. And one of our national treasures is the TV show Yellowstone, which I watch religiously. A friend of mine's grandson is on that show, so we watch it very much. But what's really interesting about Montana, I have to point out also, is that not only is it National Montana Day, but it's also our good friend Valley Anderson's birthday. So I want to just highlight her. She's from Montana. What a coincidence. She just texted me 2 seconds ago and said she didn't know that today was National Montana Day. So today's her birthday. She lives in Montana. It's National Montana Day. Congratulations, Valley. By the way, Valley did a phenomenal job last week at the Bitterroot Chamber of Commerce when Dr. Khanna introduced his very first safe haven home, where we're going to welcome post-incarcerated youth into a safe place where they can learn more about us, get training, hang out, and sign up for our program. So it's very
It is,
exciting. Thank you.
yeah, Gary, let me add one thing to it. And you are right that it is so coincidence that today is a National Montana Day, and today is also Valley's birthday. And Valley Anderson, like we all know, not only a friend of ours, but she is also leading the Montana Safe Haven along with the county manager, Kerry Anderson, and also she is our executive assistant, and also she hosts the Inspire, which is going phenomenal, great, which Gary kind of founded it, but produced it, and but he introduced these young adults like Nicole and Valley. They took over. They're doing a phenomenal job. So definitely, we want to recognize her birthday. And Valley, wish you a happy birthday from the entire team of Dr. Khanna's Returning Youth Initiative. So it is not only Gary's wishing you, it is the whole team is wishing you on this particular birthday. And the whole world is going to listen to it, especially the young adults, so that they can see that you as a young adult, if you can do this, then everybody can follow you and do this. And you did it, like Gary said. Thank you, Gary, for recognizing her. She did a wonderful job last week. When we had the ribbon cutting and then the banquet with the mayor, with the county manager, county commissioner. It was incredibly successful. The introduction of the safe haven, the first one in the initiative, and that was in Montana. It is ironical, right, Gary, that it's the Montana Day and today is her birthday. I mean, it's just who would even know? Even she didn't know that today is Montana Day.
It's exciting. It's pretty nice.
It is pretty exciting that how, and this is the platform we are creating for all the young adults. Okay, so if this young adult Valley Anderson, if she is going to do, she is doing all this wonderful job working with Gary and myself and a lot of the whole team of Returning Youth Initiative. Definitely everybody can look that as a model and move forward with it. And thank you, Gary, for pointing it out to the young adults. So please, your day to close it.
Well, Dr. Khanna, I just want to point out you lucked out because we are on the air Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but your birthday is on Tuesday, tomorrow, right? So we're going to celebrate your birthday today and Wednesday. Happy birthday, Dr. Khanna. You're 29 years old. Thank you very much.
No, I'm not 29. I'm 25.
I'm sorry. You don't look a day over 19. Sorry.
Okay. But I'm still a young adult. Okay. So I'm still a young adult.
That's right.
I'm still in this category. So absolutely. Or maybe we can have a special episode tomorrow. So anyway, we'll see.
Yes, we'll do that. Thank you, Dr. Khanna.